I had nothing for breakfast. I've drank espresso and smoked cigarettes for most of the morning. Not trying to preach. I am Stefan Kalka in collaboration with composer Harley White Jr. and visual artist Rafael Delgado. This year, so I have been friends with Harley for a long time. We always talked about doing something together, and then he applied for this and I was like, well, you know what, we should probably take this opportunity and get something rolling. For me, in collaborating with like any artist or anything like that, I like to do it in a way that's not me coming in and telling you I want this, that, and the other thing too. I think if it's going to be a true collaboration, it's really important for us to come together, kind of see where our minds are at, what we want to say, what maybe in our heads about, you know, life, or there's something we want to express, or just what's occurring in the world, or what maybe there's just something that, you know, there's an idea that we want to germinate and see where it goes. That being said too, so in the spirit of what I believe to be true collaboration, it's the idea that I'm not giving parameters or boundaries to what's to be done, but that we're creating those parameters and boundaries together. That can be slow and messy, like democracy can be slow and messy, but we're all taking as much equal partnership of the piece as possible. And of course, I'm not composing the music for Harley, but he's not choreographing the dance for me. But we're going to talk about tone and tenor and shading and all sorts of stuff about like what the focus and what the slope of the piece is going to be. So we've had many conversations, and we started off basically from the idea, how do people communicate? How has communication changed over the course of human endeavor? Is it that people are communicating differently, or is it just the medium, or is it the content of what we're trying to say? And from there, we kind of examine, like, historically, what are the different modes. There's been different ways and different aesthetics in the way that people have communicated throughout different epochs of, you know, human civilization. And I think what we came to, what the comment is not necessarily making a comment about how it's changing, whether it's good or bad, but it's important for us to step back and look at the total overarch of what that context could be. Whether you think human communication is spiraling upwards or spiraling downwards, it's initially to step back and just look at the spiral itself, devoid of its motion, one way or another, up and down. And using those conversations and those answers and that dialogue we've had about it as an impetus to start creating, you know, an abstract piece. So Rafael fits in. He's making, he's just a brilliant artist and talented in a lot of different mediums or settings. You know, he's always playing with different forms of expression. So Rafael's creating a triptych, in essence, for us, and the idea being abstracta on stage that the dancers will then interact with and or camouflage in front of or come out of, as if the abstracta is a living part of the dance itself, so that it can have some sort of movement and flow, and we're going to correlate that with costuming and with the music itself. Creating, you know, an abstract work on something that you could speak volumes of in terms of like the history of human communication is kind of a daunting thing, but I think what's important is not to have a definitive point of view, but to allow people to observe the piece and have a dialogue start to emerge in their mind, or maybe them creating their own points of view. Yeah, so enjoy this triple collaboration between Harley, Rafael, and myself.